Ma'am, shall we start? Hello. Jay Karthik ma'am, shall we start ma'am?
Yes, sir, you can proceed, sir. Sir, can you hear me?
Okay ma'am. Good morning all the participants. Welcome to the day 2 of today's seminar on art of writing research article and journal selection. So today's resource person is Dr. R. Jay Karthik ma'am. Let me give a brief introduction of the ma'am. So Dr. R. Jay Karthik ma'am was working as an assistant professor in Wales Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies, Chennai. She has a total teaching experience of 12 plus years. She has more than 45 publications in international journals. She has presented 10 papers in conferences and seminars. She has published 3 textbooks and she is a member of editorial board for 3 journals. She has published 4 patents and she has 5 awards like Best Young Scientist Award, Best Teacher Award, the Real Superwoman 2020 Award, Innovative Professor of the Year Award, the Best Award for Excellence in Research. Under ma'am, there are 8 PhD scholars and 2 MPhil scholars are awarded. Ma'am delivered guest lectures in different fields like web engineering, quality attributes of an internet, software engineering, art of writing research article and journal selection, etc. Thank you, madam. Thank you for accepting our request and coming as a resource person for this seminar. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here and I wish to thank the management, principal, head of the department and staff members of Charavati Institute of Engineering and Technology, Kundu, for giving me the wonderful opportunity to share my ideas about art of writing, research article and journal selection. So before I discuss about the content, you should know about what is research. So I don't want to repeat the same definitions from the book. According to the picture, the man in the left, we can say the picture identified by 6, but the man in the right identified by 9. Like that. How many number of boxes in the second picture? According to the man in the left, the number of boxes are 4, but in the man in the right, number of boxes are 3. So what is research? It is a different perception of something. It may be different from what you think. Research solves problems that have not at all known solutions by anyone in the world. But research is acquiring new knowledge which must be reliable. We can say research is a thorough search with the purpose of becoming ashukti. The word research, we can say means we have to again, new and over again. And search has the meaning of examine closely and carefully, and we can test and try, and we have to investigation. Which is research and which is not the research. Research is not learning from the books, papers, news reports, or professors. Anything that can be learned from definition, it's not research. Searching online, it is not a research. Then what is research? We have to understand the problem and we can solve the new problems or improving the existing solutions. Why we have to do research? We have to invent new knowledge and it can never known before. And anything in textbooks already known and have no experience in creating new knowledge. To become a competitive in career, we have to do the skills and knowledge, skills and methodologies to discover new knowledge. That is why we have to do research. So what is the purpose of classroom teaching versus research? So what is the difference between classroom teaching versus research? So in classroom teaching, we have learning something. So we have to give the input to students. But in research, we have to getting the solutions. So we have to find out the output. In classroom teaching, changes happens in every semester, but in research, it continue until solutions are found. In classroom teaching, answers are known already, but in research, nobody knows about your solutions. In classroom teaching, we are giving the homework, assignments, exams to the students. But in research, we need to design the evaluation, estimation, calculations, and metrics of solutions. In classroom teaching, we have related with the knowledge and skills. In research, we are using our skill and knowledge and we have to find out the solutions of the particular problem. So if you want to do research, you have to ask some of the questions. So few of the question is, what is the real problem? And why the problem is important and to whom we have to concentrate? And what has been done and what can be improved in existing solutions? What is your new solution and how is it different from other solutions? If the new solution is better, in what are the ways it is better and how much it is better? So if you want to do research, we have to start asking questions and we have to find out the answer for the following questions. So what to research? Before doing research, we have to spend so many hours to identify and understand the particular problem. And second thing, we have to learn the relevant knowledge, tools and skills about the particular area. And then we have to familiarize what has been done already. And now you can do or start some work. Researchers need helpers, but research needs problem solvers. It is used to determine the topic, survey existing solutions, and compare solutions and document the process. So what about the structure of the paper? It can be simplified as abstract, introduction, existing methodology, proposed methodology, research and discussion, and then conclusion. So for abstract, we can say it is called as 5W, 5W and Woolwich model. So 5W represented as who, what, where, when, and why. One that's represented as how. So if we want to write a good and quality abstract means, we are going to start asking questions. What is the paper? What is my paper about? And what techniques and designs were used for my paper? And what were the obtained results for my paper? And why your methodology is efficient one? When did you conduct the experiment? Where did you conduct the experiment? And which is the mathematical model or research strategy you are going to carry it out? And who or whom, how did you carry out the entire research? So if you find all answers for all the questions, means we are going to start writing about your abstract. So we can say abstract is a summary of completed work in progress. So it is a mini version of the paper. Abstract is a mini version of the paper. So it should be written as a past tense. So it refers to work already done. So we can write the minimum of 200 to 250 words. In abstract, to briefly introduce the aims of the study, can represent the methodology, results, and finding of the particular problem. So we have to state about one by one, like problem statement and principal objective. After that, we have to mention the methods used. After that, We have mentioned the principles, results, and followed by the conclusions, main conclusions. Followed, we have to state the main conclusions. A reader can learn behind the study, general approach to the problem, obtained results, and important conclusions. So, if the reader can read your abstract, means reader should learn about your what are the general approach of your problem, what are the results obtained, and what about your conclusion. That's all enough for abstract. And then in abstract we have the main title called keywords. Keywords are the important words or concepts found in your research question or thesis. So it should represent the content of your manuscript. So keyword should be specific to your field or a subfield. Keyword only decide the suitability to the journal and where to publish your journal section of the journal type of the journal. And then indexing also, keyword is most important. So article becomes cited only with the keywords in all the databases and search engines. So keyword is most important and good to have 4 to 5 keywords. We have to mention only 4 to 5 keywords. So the next part of the journal structure is introduction. So if you want to write the introduction part, we have to start asking questions like what is already available. So it will be we have to search about the literature review. We have to searching about the background knowledge of the particular topic. So through that we are start asking questions like what problem is identified through the literature review or background papers, and what solution they propose, and what are the specific details about the particular solutions, what are its advantages, and then how is the rest of the paper research paper organized. So after finding out the answers of the following questions, we have start writing the introduction, like it provide a brief context to the readers. And we have to address the problem of the existing. We have to address exactly the problem of the existing papers. And we have to identify what the work is trying to achieve. And we have to provide a perspective and consistent with the nature of the journal. And the main purpose of reader is it should attract, reader should attract your problem or your paper, then only they can able to extend your paper. So it places your work in a theoretical context and it enables the reader to understand the appreciate your objective. So your introduction should be understandable manner and it should have the objective manner. So if you want to write the quality introduction, you have to write the finding, you have to specify the finding of the existing study clearly. And it should be minimum 500 to maximum 1000 words. And we have to mention in a present tense, you use the present tense manner, it refers to established knowledge in the literature. So we have to start narrating about the nature and scope of the existing problem and write about the review of relevant literature, and then approach. We have to state the approach and we have to write the justification of the particular approaches, and then we can write the principal results and main conclusions of the paper, and we should write the suggestions about the particular paper. These are all the contents available in the introduction part. So the next step will be existing methodology. So what are the existing works in the field and which is not true? If you want to write existing methodology, you are start asking question about what are the existing works in the particular field and which is not resolved. You have to find out What are the problems not resolved in the particular field? And second question, what did we understand from the existing work? And what is our analysis about the existing work? And then what is our identified research work and its depth, and why we have chosen this approach, why we have attracted this by this approach, and what are all the tools, technologies, models, or data sets used, data tasks and mathematical tools used for the research, for the existing research, and why it is required, and why we select the particular tools, why they have selected the particular tools, why they have selected the particular technology, why they have the use the particular data set. So we have start asking so many questions for the existing paper. So after that, we are starting about your paper. So that is the proposed methodology. So you have to start asking question like describe how the problem was studied. About now you are writing about your paper. You have identified the paper, identify the problem after studied about the existing methodology. Now you have an idea about the existing problem, and now you can have the complete idea about the existing methodologies, tools, and data used. So, now in proposed methodology, you are going to explain about your problem. So, it is the most important for structure of your paper. So, it will describe how the problem was studied and how it is identified. So we have to include a detailed information. It should not be a brief information. Proposed methodology should be a detailed information. And do not describe previously published procedures. In existing methodology or introduction only, we can able to explain the previous published procedures. In proposed methodology, it never describe about the previously published procedures. And then we have to identify the equipment and materials used in your problem. So after identify the problem, we have to identify the equipment. What are the equipment materials used for your problem? Going to use for a problem. What is the outline and plan of your study? We have to say what is the outline and the plan of your study. And then what is the step-by-step research conducting procedures? So we have to clear about your procedures. And what is the initial prototype test? And what is the opening and closing boundary conditions of the research? Why we are setting boundary condition means a research is a broad area. If we are analyzing about the particular field or area means it will be going on if we research again and again. So we have to set the boundary conditions of the particular field, particular problem. So what is the created evaluation strategy for the study? So now we are discussing about the methodology used. Next structure is in proposed methodology, you have to describe about, you explain about what problem you have used. So you have to explain about what methodology you are going to use. So you have to describe what was done. Experiment, we can that methodology may be the experiment, or we can use a model or field study also we can use. So the data used collected by the, but we, anything if this can be experiment, model or field study, you have used the particular data. You have to taken any data. After that only you can proceed with the experiment, model or field study. So the data used collected by the process of data collection and techniques of data analysis. And data should be valid. That is why we have collected the data using many techniques and data collection process. So it should be represented as, if you are writing methodology, you should represent it as the past tense form. because it refers to the work done. And we should start writing with a minimum of 500 words to 1000 words. So we should start narrating about description of materials, what where we are going to use, what we have used, and find out the results. And description of procedures. We have to describe the what are the procedures we have used in your paper and how the results can be obtained. But it should be mentioned in the logical order, and it should have sufficient detail so that procedure can be reproceeded. No need to be a brief manner, it should be a detailed manner. Then only we can another researcher or researcher can be expand your idea. So procedure should have a sufficient detail about the problem and results. So the sampling also have to explain, and how data collection, how do you collect the data, and how how do you analyze, and how do you process with, and how do you get the results. All those things will be explained in the methodology part. And then what are the results applied, what are the measurement about the particular data, that should also explain in the methodology part. So then we have to explain about our results. So what did you in results part, after analysis we are getting the result, after the experiment we are getting the result. So result will be asking questions like what did we evaluate in the particular study, how do you how do our findings compare and contrast and improve with other studies. Some researchers maybe find out the better results, but they cannot able to write exactly. That is why we are starting questions like what did we evaluate in the particular study. After getting results, you have to asking questions and find the answers for the following questions means we can easily write the paper. So what did we evaluate in the particular study, and how do our findings different from other solutions? How did you compare with other solutions? How will you improve with the existing solutions? So we have to find answers for the questions. And then we can ask questions like, are there any new findings or innovations from the existing one? We can, what is the significance of the particular study? After finding the result, how will be, is there any new findings, new innovations? Are there any significance about the current study? And then are there any limitations, discrepancies, or interpretations of the particular study? We have to mention. So these are the points we are going to return in the results part. So results include the data of only primary importance. No need to say all the results of the particular experiment or particular data. So we have include the data of only the primary importance, and we can use the subheadings to keep the result of the same type together. And the result should be clear and easy to understand. Then only other researcher can understand and clear about your ideas. And it is highlight the main findings. We have to highlight the main findings and primary data only. And we can explain the results using with the statistical findings, and we can explain the result with illustrations and findings. So presents the data and the fact, that is the results. So what you have find, what you have calculated, and what you have discovered and observed about the data. So that is the result. So the result line should, the result paragraph should be minimum 500 to maximum 1500 words. It should be written with the past tense format, and it refers to what was found and what was observed from the experiment. So we will start narrating about your results and your observation during the experiment. It may be the results, or it may be the results obtained from the existing tools, or it may be the observation from the experiments, or it may be the observation from your field work, or your survey. If you are writing survey paper means, just a beginner researcher means you are starting your survey paper. The survey paper means you are writing about the observation from your field work. So after that, you can write your observation about the results also. What are the observation about your results? So compare contrast between experiments. We can write, no need to explain exact results, observations from the results. You can able to compare with the existing one, existing experiments. What are the experiments conducted already? How I am better than that existing experiments. So these are also discussed in the result. So results of calculation using the data also can explain in your result. So after that, you have to depict the conclusion. So what did we expect and what did we get? You are starting asking questions like, what did we expect from the particular? After getting the result, what did we expect from the particular result and what did we get? What are your expectation before starting the research? Now what we get from the particular research? So that is your conclusions. And why did we get this particular conclusion? And that is also your conclusion. And then what is the significance of the particular study and why did it occur? Why did the problem, why did the result will occur? And what is the significance of the particular results? So these are your conclusions. So what else could be improved in the future experimentations? How we can improve in the future experimentation? That can also written in the conclusion and future enhancement. So who are all benefited from the particular research? So these are the points we have to discuss about the conclusion part. So conclusion should be clear and we have to provide the justification for the work, and we have to explain how your work advances the present state of knowledge, and we have to suggest the future experiments also. So regarding the conclusion, we have to summarize your principal findings. We no need to the detailed manner. We should just summarize your principal findings of that. No need to explain all the findings. Just summarize your principal findings, and it should be written in the simple present format. So it will emphasize on what should be accepted as established knowledge. That is why we represent the conclusion as a present tense format. So if you are going to write a conclusion means we are start narrating about the conclusion. It should relate back to the introduction and hypothesis part, and it is a summary of evidence of the each conclusions. In the conclusion part, after finding the conclusion, after finding the result only, we are going to write the conclusions. So we have to provide the summary of the evidence. How do you getting the result? How do you find out the particular solutions? So we are providing the summary of the particular solutions. So next one we are giving the implication, the significance of your results or any practical applications. So these are the structure of the particular good quality paper, research article. So if you want to write a quality research paper means we have to concentrate about the important factors of research paper. So what are they? It should be, your paper should be coherence, organization and relevance. If you want to a paper will be a coherence manner means you have to include all the necessary points, but it should not repeat. The points should not in the repeated manner. And the paper should be in the organized manner. It should follow the journal specific structure. Before selecting the journal, you already wrote the paper, but we have to organize, depends upon the journal. Then only journal or reviewer will be satisfied about your paper and select the paper easily. So and the paper should be the relevance. it will relevance means first one, it should conform to the length and the key paper focused. It should be conformed with the length also. No need to be explained everything. So we should conform with the length, and the paper should be focused. It should be explain about the focused things only. And choose a limited amount of data in each sections. Then only I have explained size also for the step, each content of the section of the paper. So choose a limited amount of data in each section. So another factor of the research, good quality research paper is clarity. So the most important is clarity. It should be easy to read and easy to understand also. So nowadays citations only most important factor. So if you want to cite other researcher want to cite your paper, it should be easy to read, and researcher has to beginner researcher also has to understand your paper easily. So we have to use the proper grammar, phrasing, and style also, and we have to check the formatting style rules of your particular journal or conferences. So, and we have to check the guidance for author sections also. So, every structure of the paper are discussed, but what are the most important part of the research paper is how the paper will be familiarized, how after publication, how the paper will be cited. So the most important part of the research paper is title, abstract, and keyword only. According to the every researcher or beginning researcher, no need to worry about the proposed methodology. Choose what about your research. They are only reading about your title, abstract, and about your key, and journal citation and indexed also. Google engine also search your paper according to your title, abstract, and keyword. So these are the most important part of your research paper. So why it is important? According to the researcher, what we have think about the research, what the methodology is used only important. But why the title, abstract, keyword is most important? It play a pivotal role in the communication of the research. So most electronic search engines, databases, or journal website will use the keywords found in your title, abstract, and your list of keywords only. So it will decide whether or when to display your paper or interested readers. The interested readers. That is why these are the points are most important. Title, abstract, and keywords. So regarding your title, first thing journal editors and reviewers can see about your title. They are reading your title only, not about your methodology part and result part. First thing, editors or reviewers reading the title only. So your reading should be the minimum 8 to maximum 15 words. It should draw the reader's interest. So if you want to depict a suitable title for your paper means we should ask questions like answer some basic questions about your paper. You have to answer some basic questions about your paper, and you have to identify the list of keywords and phrases and write one long sentences with these keywords. First, if you want to frame a suitable title means you have to identify, you have to ask some questions about the particular paper and find list out the all the answers of your particular paper. And then second one, we have to identify the list of keywords used in your paper and list out all the things. After that, you have to write one long sentences with the using with the answers and the keywords. After that, you can minimize the long sentence. You can get a suitable title of your paper. So it will create a sentence that include the keywords you listed. So it should avoid unnecessary and repetitive words. And make your research title describe the topic, the method, If you want a suitable title means make your research title. It will describe about your topic and the method, the samples and the research of your study. So I have suggested a formula according to my point of view. I have suggested the formula like research. What about your research? Research, and then we have used the basic syntax also. So is a method, and then we have to mention the method, study of, topic, and then we have to what are the sample used in the paper. Like that we can frame. So using with the syntax, frame the actually your paper, and my paper title is usage analysis of smartphone with hierarchical clustering. So if I am reading the question means I can able to exactly coming to the point. What I am doing is I have analysis, smartphone analysis, usage analysis of smartphone using with the hierarchical inheritance. So hierarchical inheritance is the what method I have used, hierarchical inheritance. So result is usage analysis. In a topic, what is the topic is, it is usage analysis of smartphone. So just I am writing usage analysis, what is my result, what is my method, what is my topic, what is my sample. So after that I am minimized with the usage analysis, a hierarchical inheritance, study of smartphone, sample is smartphone. So among college students. So no need to mention the college students also. If you want to minimize my title, so I have minimized as usage analysis of smartphone using the hierarchical inheritance. Nowadays we are not used study about journal reviewer or journal itself. They want to remove the study of, because it is a research, so no need to study about the existing ones. We have to find out the solution, no need to study about that. So we have to remove the study. So first I am writing like a start writing a long sentences. After that I have selected a suitable title for my research paper. So what is the correct workflow when writing an article? If you are writing, I am explaining about the structure of the paper. So we have title, abstract, keywords, figures, tables, methods, results, discussions, conclusion and introductions. So these are the major subfield of the part of the paper. So what can you say, what is the correct workflow of writing an article? Can able to reply in chat box whether the right answer is 1, 2, 3 or 4. What is the question is, what is the correct workflow when writing an article? We will start from the title, abstract, keyword, after that followed by figure and table, after that followed by method, result, discussion, after that we are concluding with the conclusion and introductions. This is the first option. Second option is we are starting with the figure and table, followed by method, result and discussion, and then followed by conclusion, introduction, and then it is followed by title, abstract, keywords. Third option is we have to start with the figure and table, conclusion, introductions, and then followed by method, result, discussion, and we ended up with title, abstract, keywords. Fourth option is title, abstract, keywords, followed by method, result, discussion, figure and tables, conclusion and introductions. Anyone want to answer? You can answer. Few only answer. Answers are 1, 4, 3. So what is the correct workflow means? 2 is the correct answer. Actually, already we have discussed, already we have find out the problem. We are starting, we are searching about the existing solutions. We are starting searching about the existing solution. After that, we have find out the problem of your own. After finding out the problem, your experiment was done and finding the results. So according to the results, you have first depict about the, you have to explain about the results part. If you want to explain about your method and result, first you have to explain about your figure and tables. So this is the correct workflow when you want a good quality research or research article. So first you have to mention about your figures and tables clearly. After that only you have to explain about your methodology used, results and discussion. Then only if you are explain about the first starting explaining about your figures and tables, mean we can easily explaining about your methodology used, result part and discussion, and we can able to, as I explained discussed earlier, I have and I said we have to explain in a brief manner, not in a everything no need to explain. So that is why we have to depict the needed figures and tables, and then it is followed by the methods, results and discussions. After that we have write the conclusions and introductions. Then only we can able to find a suitable title, abstract and keywords. So this is the correct workflow if you are writing the good quality research papers. So why is referencing is important? Referencing is a way to provide the evidence, and referencing allow you to acknowledge the referencing, as you already know, referencing is the last part of the paper. So referencing allow you to acknowledge the contribution of other writer and researchers for your work. And references should always be accurate and allow your readers to trace the sources of information you have used. For beginning researcher or intermediate researchers, they are understand about your paper but don't know about how to reference, how what are your findings, all those things. So references is most important. It provide every evidence also for reviewers and journals, and it will acknowledge and contributor of other writers and researchers in your work also. And other researchers, it will be accurate, then only they can able to understand. And they readers can able to, researchers can, readers here readers mean the researchers can able to trace the sources of informations you have used. Then only references is most important. So if we are referencing, when you are using the words or ideas, books and journal articles and newspaper and the references we have used, you can mention the books and journal article also you can reference, newspaper and magazines also you can use. If you are the medical problem, means if you get the data or any problem from the newspaper and magazines, you can also mention in reference, you can also mention the newspaper and magazines. And you can also use reference the websites and electronic resources. And we can, when you are reprint any diagram, illustration and charts or pictures, no need to reference. When you are offering your own analysis, why we are now no need to reference means when you are offering your own analysis, we have no need to reference. When you are using common knowledge, we no need to reference. It can be ethics or common known fact means we no need to reference the same thing. When you are using generally accepted fact or information means we no need to reference the things. So after that, how do you select the suitable journal? How do you select the suitable journal? Journal have an important role in selecting the most relevant and important impactful papers. So an academic or scholarly journal is a periodic publication of a research article, and it serves as a permanent and transparent forms of the presentation, scrutiny and discussion of research. So there are number of types of journals available. So it will be a limited access journal, open access journal and predatory journal. So limited access journal, it will be the subscription or pay per view. So and it should publish for free journals only. So we should go with the free journal only. but it takes long duration for publications. In open access journal, but nowadays researchers, if the duration is 4 years, means 3 years they are in searching the problem. After that one only they are going starting publishing paper, means they cannot able to go with free paper journals. Then only we have the open access journal. It can it is the access of view and download for free. So it should be open access. We have to pay for the publishing. And predatory journal, it look like a scientific journals. So if you want to submit your paper, first journal will look about your plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? It is stealing another's writer's work. We are discussing so many things about the structure of the paper. They no need to copy the another's paper. We can rewrite the concept, or we can rewrite the understand the concept and write about your own view. But it should not be just copy and paste the same thing. So it is called stealing another writer's work. So it is using someone else. Don't use someone else's words without giving them credit in your references. And it occurs when a writer uses someone else's language, ideas, or other original material without acknowledging its resources or author. So, what are the types of plagiarism means? Plagiarism, it is an act of presenting another's person work or art ideas your own. So, what are the types of plagiarism is? Complete or global plagiarism. You just copy paste the entire paper. So, and then paraphrasing plagiarism. You can copy the some of the paragraphs, and then verbatim paragraph plagiarism, and then mosaic patchwork plagiarism, and then self plagiarism. You can copy and paste of your own paper. You want to write an of you want to write your own paper, we should rewrite our own concept only. No need to copy and paste the exact word, exact paragraph or exact words. So if you the types of plagiarism is complete or global plagiarism, means it copying the entire work and representing as your work. So it is the complete or global plagiarism work. Paraphrasing plagiarism, rephrasing a piece of text, sentence, paragraph in your own words. That is also we can identify through the plagiarism. Put down it will identify paraphrasing plagiarism. And then verbatim plagiarism means it is a copy and paste someone's text and represent that text as your own. Just copy the text. That is called verbatism. And mosaic and patchwork plagiarism, when copy ideas and thoughts from different sources and putting them together and create a new text and representing that text as your own. So we can copy from many different resources or many papers. And then self-plagiarism means reusing your own work which you have previously published. So if you want to write a good quality paper, you just know about the type of plagiarism. Unknowingly, we can use so many things for writing good papers. So these are the online plagiarism too. Some may be free and some may be paid tools. So most important is Turnitin and Urdu. These are the things available in the most of the university. These are the paid plagiarism too. Most researchers used Turnitin or Urdu. So other than that, there are a number of free plagiarism tools also use Copyscape and Grammarly, Check, PlagScan. So after finding out the plagiarism, before that you should identify the Grammarly. Your grammar also most important for good quality research papers. So plagiarism detect and then plagiarism. So these are top 10 plagiarism detection tools: Google Checker, Copy Leaks, Paper Writer, Plagiarism Checker, Plagiarism, PlagScan, PlagTecker, Nutex, and Pipe. So what are the factors influence the journal? If you want the journal to select your paper, so you have to concentrate about your paper, about the journal. How do you select the best journal? Means you have to no need to go with the free journal or paid journal. You want to know about the journal history. So regarding the journal, you have to concentrate about what about the impact factor of the journal. What about the indexation of the journal? What about the H index, I index? Then what about the citation of the source? So we have considered about the other factors of the journal also. So peer review, what about the review process, peer review process of the particular journal, and what are the instruction to instruction given the authors to the journal, particular journal, and what are the open access options of the journal, whether it open access or we have to pay, and then audience and readerships about the journal, and we have to the information about the publisher. We have to read and history about the information about the publishers, and what about the time and duration of the peer review? What about the accept and rejection rates of the particular journal? So after all the considering all the factors, we have to decide about your journal. So and then what about the annual processing charges of the particular journal? So we have to discuss and consider about all the factors of the particular journal. Then only you can decide about your journal selections. So make a final list of the journal that meet all your criteria and prepare a manuscript. So if you want to choose a best journal means you have to write a quality paper. Then only you can choose a better journal. So what is the citation of the research papers? So a citation is when one paper explicitly refers to another paper. Usually some kind of indication in the text of the paper, then the full reference is given in the bibliography. If you want to explain some other's work, we should refer in the references. So citation is most are important for several reasons. How authors give proper credit to the work and ideas to other authors. And then people also count citation to the paper. So it is the indication of how important or influential the paper has been. So nowadays, after the publication of so many papers, the university also asking about how many papers published and what about your citations of your paper. Then only your quality of the paper will be evaluated. So citation is most important. So we should mention how authors give their proper credit to work and ideas of others, and how the indication of how important influential of the other papers. How we are giving importance to other papers and other authors. So next important factor is impact factor of the particular journal. So what is impact factor? Why we have used it? Impact factor is a measure of the frequency which the average article in a journal has been cited in a particular year. Not a single month, not a one time. It is the measure of frequency, average article in a journal cited in a particular year, throughout the year. So it is used to measure the importance of rank of a journal, calculating the times its article are cited. So how impact factor is calculated means it is calculation is based on the 2-year period. So we have dividing the number of time articles were cited divided by the number of articles that are cited. So what is indexing? Citation index is a bibliographical database. So index of citation between publications. It allows the user to easily establish which later documents cite which earlier documents. So citation indexing is an ordered list of cited article. Each will be accompanied by a list of citing article. The journal contains searchable using subject headings in available database. The headings may be, as I already discussed, keywords, author names, title, abstract only, searchable manner. So these are all the will be indexing. So being represented in the relevant online abstracting and indexing service is the essential factor for the success of a journal. So these are the important factor of a particular journal. Citation index impact factor. So currently major indexing services are SCA and SCA expanded. So it will be published by the SCA. It is a part of Thomson Reuters. So SCA was originally produced by ISI, created by the Ewan Garfield. So SCA database has two aims. It has to identify them what each scientist has published and where and how often the papers by the scientists are cited. So it is most important. So SCA electronic version is called Web of Science. So second one, indexing services, Scopus indexing. So Scopus is by Elsewhere. It is a bibliographic database containing abstract and citation for academic journal articles. So it will covers 21,000 titles from over 5,000 publishers. So it is available online only. Next one, Indian Citation Index, ICI. It is an online citation data, is a new web platform for measuring performance of Indian research periodically. So this online bibliographic database was launched in 2009. It covers 800 plus journals which are published from India on science, technical, medical, and social sciences. So CiteSeer and Google Scholar are also the indexing services, but it will be freely available online. So what is Hutch Index? Hutch Index was proposed by J.E. His in 2005 and published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of United States of America. So Hutch Index is a quantitative metric based on analysis of publication data using publication and citations to provide it is the estimation of the importance, significance and broad impact of a scientist's cumulative research contributions. Hutch index for, is measured for the particular author only. So this is a quantitative metric based on the publication of data. So it will estimate the important significance of the particular author. So Hutch index is a process for quantifying the output of an individual researches. So the number, if how do you identify the Hutch index of your particular author, particular researcher means the number of paper. The Hutch index of 6 means if the particular Hutch index is 6 means the author has published at least 6 papers. At least 6 papers that have each received at least 6 citation. You can publish more than 10 papers, 45 papers, anything. But each paper should be cited at least 6 citations. Minimum citation will be cited will be calculated. So that will be your Hutch index. I think everyone clear with the point discussed so far. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Participants, if you have any questions, you can type in the chat box or you can raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Feedback link is posted in the chat box of the Zoom and also in the YouTube. Please fill it. Your session was very elaborate and very good, madam. So majority of the participants have understood it. That's why they don't have any doubts actually.
Thank you.
Madam, I have posted one doubt in the chat box.
Sir, Predatory Journal is a scientific journal for physics or EC department, chemistry department field only, we have go with predatory germs.
Participants, if you have any doubts, you can type in the chat box or you can raise your hand so that I can unmute you and you can speak with ma'am.
One question posted, sir. How can I know the citation for my paper? Where can I check? Can let us know. If your paper is indexed in Scopus or any other UGC means, you can know they're easily identify cited. But if you want to cite your papers, that paper will be referenced by another researchers. Then one, that is why I have explained about the cited. Not only a single person, another 6 researchers cited your paper means referenced your paper means then only cited one will be counted for your paper, and it will be identify Google Scholar and Scopus also.
Ma'am, thank you so much for your wonderful session, ma'am. That was very informative.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, madam. So let me present the vote of thanks. This is Dr. K. Kiran Kumar, Vice Principal and Head of the Department CSC, Chalapati Institute of Engineering and Technology, LAM, Guntur. On behalf of CIET, I thank Dr. R. Jaikartik Garu and Dr. P. Rajasulochana Garu for accepting our request and making this seminar possible. Your sessions are very informative and useful to the upcoming researchers, ma'am. I thank the management of CIET, Chairman Sri Y.V. Anjal Garu, Secretary Sri Y. Sujit Kumar Garu, Principal Dr. M. Chandrasekhar Garu, and all the students and faculty, especially G. Ramchandra Rao, Assistant Professor, who supported us for this seminar. Last but not least, I thank all the participants for attending the seminar and making this a big success. For all the future events, do stay in the groups and also see the community tab in the channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Those who have given the feedback, you can leave. Certificates will be sent by tomorrow morning if 2 days feedback is given. Participants, those who have not filled the feedback form is there in the chat box. Please fill it. Those who have filled the 2 days feedback form will receive certificate by tomorrow morning. Thank you so much and bye.